That way.
Zazka is listening.
This looks interesting.
Interesting. Probably.
Grass made Noog's paws prickle. Magwa's blessing once more courses through them. They need more, chieftain.
Let Zazka get a proper look.
What this?
Is that enough, Grungwar?
Should be. They should go back to the tribe camp now. The longer the grass is away from the ground, the weaker its hex power.
Akrog understands. Just one thing left to do, then.
The cruelty in the tribe camp.
They must find out where it comes from. Back to the tribe camp.
Ready for action. Interesting. Probably.
Crush them! He might be old, but his tusks are still sharp.
Let Akrog see. What is that? Let Zazka get a proper look.
Cursed beasts. Soon as they smell food, they come crawling out of their holes.
Like Zazka in the morning. Trusted one, can he feel anything?
That would not work. Maybe their hearts.
Like in the Brittlebone village. So they need to take something from them? Their crutch sticks, maybe?
That would not work. Maybe their hearts.
Trusted one is serious?
At least this way, they will not mutilate their hides more than they have to. What thinks Grungwar? Will this earn the Moonkin Mugwa's scorn?
Grungwa thinks not. He thinks Magwa would rather see the Moonkin alive with these trolls' hearts than dead without them. Just be respectful, chieftain. They shared not their blood, but they were still born from the same womb.
He will be.
What is this?
All right. Oh, Magwa, kind spirit of the night, take this soul, bless his tusks, and guide him into the moonlit river.
Akrog was right. This has cruelty. Lots of it.
The Brittlebone hunters will pay for this. One day, they will. What on Urgath is this?
A doe, and she was carrying a cub. Oh, Magwa, kind spirit of the night, take this soul, bless her tusks, and guide her into the moonlit river. Ten stabs to the heart. This one fought bravely. Oh, Magwa, kind spirit of the night, take this soul, bless his tusks, and guide him into the moonlit river. All right, this should be enough.
Is it done?
It is. Akrog spoke prayers for them.
Good. May Magua guide their souls into the moonlit river.
And Zerak's cubs splatter many hunter heads when they finally awaken that cursed thing.
So they go home now. No like not place.
Akrog also likes it not. Come now. Time to go home. Akrog is listening.
Interesting. You find out. What this?
Back at last. Let them bring Crom the life grass. He must be waiting. And the stranger the hearts.
May the sun hides find their way into the moonlit river.
A boat can help with that, Zaska has heard.
What should he do? Magua? praise. Bit nice day.
Mogwa praise they are back. Crumb smells blood on that grog. Brittlebone and Troll.
It is not Moonkin blood. The tribe who lived on the Red Meadow is floating in the moonlit river now.
They are dead. But how? Refuse they to give the Moonkin the life grass?
The Moonkin killed them not. Tusk hunters did. They slaughtered them all, then tried to defile the Red Meadow. It is a holy site, Crumb, like the cradle. There are small droplets of Mugwa's blood there.
Oh. Crumb sees.
Crumble no be sad. Moonkin crushed the Brittlebone hunters, all of them.
And so the killing goes on. Well, perhaps this is the world the Lightlings and the Dark Races deserve. What about the life grass? Did the Brittlebones taint it too?
No, the Moonkin brought it with them. Here, will this be enough?
Let Crumb see. This is good. Crumb will start brewing the concoctions right away. He thanks Chieftain Akrog from the bottom of his heart. Without him, many Moonkin would have died.
Of course. Akrog knows the life grass cannot cure the rot. But how much will it help? Will it at least
Fend off death? Crumb hopes so. But without enough food, even the best herbs will not help. What Akrog brought from the Brittlebone village should help, though. Let them hope the eyes find more game in the future.
They will. They are the best hunters in the land.
the blood for the tribe for the blood? Let Akrog know if the cure works.
Chieftain, Mogwa prays. How can Crumb help him?
This might sound like a strange question, but how is Crumb always in such high spirits?
He is.
It certainly seems that way.
Well, perhaps it is because Crumb always tries to see the good, even where there is much bad. And he has much to thank Mogwa for, no? His peaks, his kin, an apprentice like Julok.
And the hunters, and the rot, and the knowledge that only a few moons ago, the tribe lost almost half their kin and the greatest chieftain there ever was.
Well, that is true. And of course, Crumb knows about all this, and it gives him dark thoughts, like everyone else. It is just... even in the darkest of days, there is something to be happy about, is there not? It is like an island in a sea. Even if one is chased by sharks, is it not better to think about the island rather than the sharks? While swimming as fast as one can. Think, Chieftain. Akrog surely must have an island or two, even right now, amid all this chaos. Or not?
Well, there is little blood, Akrog supposes.
Noag where?
Never mind.
Well, that sounds like a good island for a start, no? And whenever the dark thoughts get too strong, he should think of it, rather than the gloom.
Well, Akrog will see. He thanks Crom for his words.
Of course.
This might sound...
And he... think, Chieftain. Akrog surely...
Well, there is the bravery of the tribe, Akrog supposes. They have been through so much, but they refuse to give up.
Spoken like a true chieftain.
Well, that sounds like a good island for a start, no? And whenever the dark thoughts get too strong, he should think of it, rather than the gloom.
Well, Akrog will see. He thanks Crom for his words.
Of course.
This might sound...
Well, think, Chieftain. Akrog...
Well, there is Zaska, Akrog supposes. He says more foolish things than a beak has feathers, but it is good to know, well, that there is someone to cover his hide.
Akrog truly has a thing for sweet words lately. Jokes aside, he speaks true, though.
Well, that sounds like a good island for a start, no? And whenever the dark thoughts get too strong, he should think of it, rather than the gloom.
Well, Akrog will see. He thanks Crom for his words.
Of course.
This might...
And, well, think, Chieftain.
Speaking true, Akrog cannot think of anything right now.
Well, Crom is sure there is something. He just needs to look for it.
Well, Akrog will see. He thanks Crom for his words.
Of course.
This might say...
And think, Chieftain. Akrog surely must... Of course.
How is the mood of the tribe?
The Chieftain cannot tell?
He can, but Akrog is worried the kin show him not their true feelings. They always want to appear strong before the Chieftain.
Well, that is true. However, Crom thinks that as long as the kin still have the strength to show a strong face to the Chieftain, it means that they have not given up. Once they bother not to conceal their fear anymore, it means that things have grown truly dire.
So they are not despairing yet.
No. No, they are not. Crom feels this.
Well, Crom's words in Magwa's ear. There is something Akrog has been meaning to ask. This bond Noag feels with Crom. Feels Crom it too.
Why big blood speak of Noag like he not here?
A good question. Perhaps they can speak of this later, Chieftain.
Has Crom come up with any new music for the songbone that Little Blood made for him?
Oh, plenty. It is easier than Crom thought, and so far everyone is liking the sounds he makes with it. Well, either that, or they are too friendly to tell him otherwise.
Akrog has been wondering about this for a while. How is it that Crom knows so much about plants, herbs, and animals?
How can he not? A troll spends every day of his life within them.
And yet most of them cannot tell the difference between life grass and a bitter shroom.
True. The truth is, Crom has always been different in that regard. Since he was a cub, he has felt like the plants and beasts are talking to him.
So, Crom can talk to plants and animals?
Not talk like Crom and the Chieftain are talking right now, but in a way, he can. In the end, Crom believes it comes down to choosing to listen. One can choose to see just green leaves and fur, or one can choose to see the living being behind it. Crom decided to do the latter, and that is how he learned.
That sounds fascinating. Maybe Akrog should listen more.
If he decides to do so, Crumb will join him and help. It is good for the mind, Chieftain. Especially when one carries such a heavy burden as he does. Perhaps when all this is over.
Perhaps. Akrog wonders, what thinks Crumb of the plan to resurrect Zarek's cub? Thinks he it is, well, foolish?
No.
So he shares not Grungwar's worries? That it will simply devour the Moonkin once they free it?
No. Zarak may have abandoned the trolls, but they are still his spawn, just like the cub is. This spawn runs deep.
But the field dog was bred to destroy.
That is what they say about him. Tell Crumb. Say the brittle bones not the same thing about troll kind? That they are crude, brutal creatures who only want to crush things?
They do.
There he has it. So, no. Crumb believes not that the cub will show the Moonkin any love, but perhaps fairness. He believes not this creature is as evil as everyone says it is. He believes it not.
Well, Akrog hopes Crumb is right. If only he could be sure.
Only Magua can be sure of anything in this life. But there is no point in dwelling on it now, Chieftain. He has made his choice. So now all they can do is wait and see.
That is true. Well, Akrog must carry on now. It was good to talk to Crumb, as always.
Magua prays.
Grungwar is ready.
Akrog is happy to see Krasik is awake at last. How is he feeling?
Krasik feels weak, but he hopes the rest did him good.
Akrog hopes so too. How long has Krasik been afflicted?
Krasik remembers not.
Rorak remembers. It is almost a moon since this old fool started to weaken.
And this grumpy foul tusk has been at Krasik's side ever since.
Krasik is blessed to have such a great friend.
Blessed or cursed.
Take it easy now. Save his strength for getting well, and for being a thorn in Korag's side.
How long?
And this
Will Krasik and Grorag ever stop insulting each other?
Grorag not going to start being nice to Krasik just because he's sick. He might expect Grorag to keep being nice once Krasik gets better.
A fair point. Typical Krasik. Brave in battle and brave in sickness. Is Krasik in a lot of pain?
Krasik has been through worse, Chieftain.
That is not what he said to Grorag this morning. Krasik needs not pretend to, Chieftain. He has been moaning and groaning for so long that Grorag told him to hurry up and get better or die, so Grorag's ears can have some peace.
Grorag always knows what Krasik needs to hear. But it was the same when Grorag nearly lost an arm, thanks to a pesky greenskin. He went on and on and on about it.
And Krasik knew how to cheer Grorag up. Gave Grorag the greenskin's head on a pike. Grorag would kill the blood rot if he could.
So would Akrog. And maybe he can, if Magua is willing. The cursed blood rot. Akrog wishes he could destroy it.
Chieftain is the Moonkin's leader, not their healer. Krasik feels better knowing the tribe has a strong leader again. A bit better, anyway.
The blood rot must be beaten. Somehow. Grorag, the Moonkin needs Krasik back.
Akrog will do what he can to find a remedy. Akrog will not stand by and watch the Moonkin be destroyed.
If the chieftain could find it soon, that would be very nice.
It is good to see him, and Grorek too. Akrog is not surprised to see Grorek here in Krazik's time of need.
Krazik has been trying to get rid of him for days. Pretended to die once, but Grorek caught Krazik sneezing and punched him in the arm. Pretended to die? Grorek was not convinced by that sorry act. Good excuse to punch Krazik, though.
Akrog is not sure what a healer would say about hitting the sick.
Has any troll a better idea? A bit of violence might be the cure. Grorek will keep trying, just in case.
The cursed blood rot.
Chieftain, the blood rot must be beaten.
Akrog is not sure if a remedy exists, but he has hope.
That is nice for the chieftain, but hope will not heal the sick. It is all right, Grorek. The chieftain is only being honest. No need to make him feel worse. Chieftain, the blood rot must be... If the chieftain could find...
Sharp tusks and thick hide, until Akrog meets them again.
Sharp tusks and thick hide, chieftain. What this?
Great warrior Nurbok.
Akrog.
This place. Thinks Nurbok it is easily defended should the hunters find them.
Depends on how many hunters, but it is sturdy enough. Nurbok will do his best.
Good. Akrog is counting on him.
Do that.
This place. Good. It may sound odd, but Akrog wants Nurbok to know that he respects him for...
Stop.
What?
That silly sweet talk. Nurbok is not Akrog's mating doe. He has no need for compliments. Just let Nurbok do his duty to the tribe, and all will be well.
It is not clear to Akrog why two such different trolls became trusted ones. They are so...
different?
It is true.
Well, that is exactly why they are trusted ones. Only a weak-minded troll looks for someone who supports every decision he makes. A good trusted one challenges his other on his views and thoughts, the way a good training battle challenges his skill with a crush stick.
That is all for now.
What is this? Chieftain, Anog here they find the Master Scrapper. Not quite what you have in mind. Can he really shape good weapons?
The best. Akrog thanks Anog for his advice. It was a good idea. Anog wished to speak?
It is true. He be short. The Moonkin food supplies is still low, and Anog's eyes find another way to find more. Like food? What is way? Simple. They find another Brittlebone village to the south. The Moonkin can raid it. Raid? Kill? But they do nothing to Moonkin, no?
Maybe not, but they would send the hunters here without batting an eyelid if they knew about the Moonkin. They should do this, Chieftain. And if he is so worried about shedding blood, maybe there is even a way to seize the food without it.
Akrog must think about it more. It is not just a question of mercy or not. They must consider whether they can risk the warriors.
Anog understand that. Well, he is here if Akrog changes his mind.
Nice day.
Akrog thanks the Eye Master. He must go.
Stay safe, Chieftain.
Glad to be useful. What next? Mug will praise. Midnight stay. Be glad to be useful. Work.
At his service. This looks interesting.
Work.
Grangwa has been thinking, Chieftain. Maybe now would be a good time to speak to Nerbak.
Please, let them speak to the One-Eye. Zazka just loves getting insulted.
It is not about that. The Chieftain has found food for the tribe, better weapons, and life grass for the wounded. He has led well. That is what Grangwa is trying to say. Maybe Nerbak sees that now.
This will make no sense.
What makes no sense?
It not matter.
Speak true, little blood. He knows Akrog is here for him.
All right. It about the desert trolls, Sun Heights. Noag wonder, Moonkin really had right to cut open and take their hearts. Grunth always say it wrong to take troll tusks even after death. So why it alright to take heart? Or is Noag fool for even ask himself?
No. Little Blood is no fool for asking himself that. And he speaks true. It was ugly to defile their corpses. Then again, Akrog thinks they would have preferred their flesh to help the Moonkin survive than have it rot there in the sand.
That makes sense. Flesh dead anyway, so better to have it save someone, no?
Ah, and Little Blood. It's desert, not dessert.
Oh, desert. No, I understand. Big blood want else.
That is all for now. Let them march on.
Whispers again. Let us...
Just so I understand correctly, you would have me forego the renewal next week?
You renewed our seal less than 2 moons ago. Your Reverence.
You know you don't have to call me that.
I know, but I will when we speak through projections. Look, I truly appreciate all you have done for me, but it's not necessary. If I am the High Priestess of Nihauf, I need to act like one, not rely on Hierophant Ishara to solve every one of my problems.
Fine, then. Let's talk problems. Have you disciplined Brother Dario?
I spoke with him. It's all good now.
Insubordination isn't just some peccadillo, Galia. It's a spark in a savannah. You've got to stomp out the fire before it spreads. And...
Marek was right.
Who is Marek? And about what is he right?
Marek is someone I can talk to, and he predicted you'd lecture me again. Look, Ishara, I know you don't have much trust in my methods, but I know what I'm doing, alright? You see a monster lurking in every dark corner, when most of the times it's really just a shadow. Sometimes you've just got to have faith in people.
Moving on. Work. Let Zaska get a proper look. Whispers again.
Just think she should have a little more faith in what we're doing. She sounds like she's afraid that beast is going to magically reassemble itself any moment now.
She should be afraid.
Why?
Because that beast was created to destroy. Tiara's breath. Do you truly think we're safe just because we cut it into pieces? The Field Dark is always here. Always listening. Even right now.
I'm aware of that. Still, there is nothing to be gained from acting fearful. If anything, that's what this beast wants.
Fear is our best weapon against complacency. The moment we relax is the moment the beast will strike.
Interesting. Probably.
Akrog greets Julog.
Ah, Chieftain. What is it he needs?
Akrog wondered how Julog was faring. These are difficult times, Julog. How are the Ironbeaks?
Oh, as Chieftain might have guessed, they are restless. It is hard enough to find food to fill the Moonkin's bellies, so Julog has little to give the beaks.
Noag like beaks?
Julog knows. Noag always liked to play with them when he was little. Not that he ever was.
Are there enough tamed Ironbeaks for the needs of the tribe? The survival of the Moonkin is at stake.
Enough Ironbeaks, it is true, but
Julog sounds worried. Is something wrong?
well, Julog is sure it is nothing, but the tribe's strongest Ironbeak is unwell. Ever since Julog took the beaks to train out in the jungle, maybe it ate some bad carrion. Julog cannot say, but he keeps the beaks away from that area to be safe.
The strongest beak. That must be hard to bear for Julog and his master.
It is true. If Julog loses this Ironbeak, it'll be more painful than the strike of a poisoned dagger. But Julog should know better and not get attached to the beaks. Julog is still learning.
It is true. Julog should know better. Do what he can to keep the beak strong and on the side of the Moonkin. Crom will guide him.
It shall be done, Chieftain.
Akrog has been meaning to tell Julog how impressed he is with his efforts to tame the Moonkin's Ironbeaks.
Chieftain is kind to say so, but the job has its challenges, and Julog still makes some mistakes.
It is not a simple task for an apprentice. Julog should be proud of his progress.
It is true. The task is hard, and Julog is proud. Ironbeaks are noble creatures. Has Chieftain ever heard the tale of Zag, the winged destroyer of Urgath?
Akrog thinks not. What is this tale?
Zag was the mightiest Ironbeak ever seen in Urgath, many times the size of the tribe's other beaks. Zag filled the hearts of all enemies with fear. In one battle, Zag chased a host of green-skinned raiders deep into the swamps. They did not leave the swamps again. All that was left was the skull of the greatest greenskin,
Zag carried it out of the mists.
Akrog knew not that Ironbeaks could be so large or so clever. Zag must have been a great foe.
It is true. The tale of Zag is the reason Julog wanted to help train the beaks. If only Julog could hatch an Ironbeak like Zag one day, the Moonkin would need fear no greenskin or brittlebone.
Spending all day with Ironbeaks needs much bravery and patience. Has Julog ever heard what happened when Akrog tried to help Crumb tame a beak?
Julog has heard the tale. One of Crumb's beaks wanted to be friends with the chieftain when he was a cub, but he did not like how the beak showed its affection, no?
Such sharp talons.
Very sharp. Knows the chieftain what it really takes to become a tamer of the Ironbeaks? A thick hide.
And Julog has many scars already.
Oh, it will not be long before Julog has more scars than hide. It takes patience to tame each beak, but it is worth the pain when Julog finally sent a tamed beak on a Moonkin mission.
And they always return to Julog when he calls?
There is a moment, just before the beak lands on Julog's arm, when Julog thinks it will not stop, or might even attack Julog. A small moment, every time, but then the beak lands, ready for its orders. Julog feels fortunate to have their trust.
Is Crumb a fair master to Julog? Akrog knows the bond between apprentice and master is not always simple.
Fair? Crumb is the fairest of all masters. Julog learns much from him and hopes to learn much more in the time to come.
Crumb, good teacher. Always nice to Noag.
Noag is right. Crumb is nice to Julog too.
The Moonkin is blessed to have a master tamer like Crumb.
The chieftain speaks the truth.
It cheers Akrog to see the beaks flying. Is Julog cheered by them too?
It is true. But then Julog has always found joy in nature. Talag used to call Julog beak bones.
Talag. He was Julog's trusted one.
He was. It seems like a long time since Julog lost him to the hunters. Julog wishes to tell the chieftain that the pain of losing a trusted one is not forever. But that would be a lie.
Tell Akrog more about Talag.
Gladly. Telling stories of Talag gives him life again, if only for a moment. Talag and Julog grew up together, played together, exploring everywhere, from the stinking swamps to the tops of mountains. Talag always took risks, climbed trees, jumped off high rocks. Julog had his head in the leaves, or the grass instead, looking for creatures.
That sounds like Julog. He looked out for beaks too?
It is true. Julog also looked to the sky. But when it was time to find our places within the Moonkin, Talag thought Julog would be a warrior like him. Talag was hurt when Julog chose another path.
Was Julog not tempted to learn to fight?
Only because Julog wanted to stay with Talag. But Julog did not want to kill. Or be killed.
And Talag understood not.
Talag was sad, but he understood Julog well enough. He never made Julog feel bad for choosing the peaceful path. Only Julog made Julog feel bad.
Well then, Akrog must go. The blood for the tribe and the tribe for the blood.
Thick hide and sharp tusks, chieftain.
Going now. You find out.
Akrog, Mugwa praise. Nurbok has been meaning to speak to him. Trusted one, Grimoire.
Trusted one, Nurbok.
Can they speak alone?
All right.
What can he do for the tribe?
Be moving.
Let Akrog.
Can they speak alone?
All right.
Can Saska help? All right. Nurbok hates blathering, so he will be frank. First, he wants to thank Akrog for speaking to him when they first got here. Nurbok knows not if he would have bothered had he been in Akrog's position.
Nurbok is the Moonkin's great warrior. His thoughts matter to Akrog.
No need for flattery, Akrog. Tusks. He was never good at this. Nurbok heard about the things Akrog did. Finding the Brittlebone Scrapper, getting food from the Brittlebone village, and bringing the life grass for the sick ones. Nurbok said he would respect Akrog when he starts leading the tribe well. And Akrog has. Now, let Nurbok speak true. This means not that Nurbok will follow Akrog blindly, but, well, Akrog gets the idea.
Nurbok will give him a chance.
Maybe. Now, enough of the sweet words. There are things to do. The blood for the tribe, and the tribe for the blood.
The blood for the tribe and the tribe for the blood.
What now? More trouble? Let Zaska get a proper look. What's this?
Chieftain Akrog?
Akrog found an echo. Can the stranger take a look?
Chieftain Akrog?
Akrog found an echo. Can the stranger take a look?